All right, Don. I'm gonna just kind of start off by talking about how I found your company myself. I found you on DentalTown, which probably most people have,
Right.
because you're on there a lot. And at the time, I was using a different light. I had a sheer vision light, and I was having that typical flickering problem with the light, and it was very difficult. I needed like a second battery, and I had problems, and it was taking like months and months to get my battery, and I heard a bunch of good reviews of your company and your product on DentalTown, and that's how I found you. And
Hmm.
for me, like your customer service is outstanding. I sent you an email, I think the first time, to ask you about the product itself, and I got a reply like that same day, and I was pretty
Hmm.
impressed by that.
Oh,
Uh,
thank you. Hmm.
um, can you just kind of start off and just tell us about the company overall? What products you're currently selling, your position in the company, and things like that.
Yeah, we start off in 2009 as a way to create a light source for my own office. Actually, we
Hmm.
don't have a headlight in the office,
Hmm.
and the fiber optic on the handpiece is getting real dull. And the light source at that time in the market was very expensive. They're about 1,000 a pop. We need about six of them, so that's quite expensive just to spend on just a light source. So I read an article on DentalTown about a doctor in Washington that he used the lenser to um, to make the light source out of it.
Hmm.
So engineering background myself, so it's easy for me to get it and modify it to fit my needs,
Hmm.
and we start from there. Then we think, hey, I can do it better,
Hmm.
and that's where the first generation came out, and we market on DentalTown, and we have a awesome,
Hmm.
awesome review, awesome feedback.
Hmm.
So right now we are on a third generation, and as you say earlier, the flickering of the light is all come from the wire, and
Right.
the wire always is the first thing to go bad, no matter how much reinforcement you do.
Hmm.
So we tackle that by having a replaceable wire on
Hmm.
the third generation. So when the wire go bad, you just pop a new one in, and you back to work right away, zero downtime.
Right. Exactly.
That's how we got it. Yeah.
Right. Right.
Um, at this time, we are also offering loops along with the headlights. They come together as a package or just separate. The loops will allow you to see everything bigger, closer. The light will enhance everything and eliminate the shadow at the same time. So the combination of illumination and magnification,
Hmm.
you do a very good dentistry there.
Yeah, and that's something that I have cheap, well, relatively cheap, but like med light loops. They're okay. They're like the flip up kind.
Yes.
I always
Hmm.
wanted to get the through the lens version, and then I noticed that you guys were starting to sell the loops.
Right.
Um,
Right.
and the price is definitely reasonable. I was looking at other loops at different company, and it was like 1,800, something like that, or close to 2,000. And I was
Yeah.
like, it's a lot of money, but uh,
Yeah, it's quite expensive too
yeah,
if you go up on the magnification. If
yeah,
you stay
like 2.5.
2.5, 3.5, those are very inexpensive. You could be done very inexpensive.
Mm-hmm.
We focus on making a loops inexpensive at the same way that we make the light.
Yeah.
We focus also on quality of the optics and
Mm-hmm.
quality of the frame so that we have a long-lasting product.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Customer service always the number one priority. We cannot
Yeah.
survive if we don't have that customer service.
Right.
So that's a no-brainer. That we have to have customer service regardless of what we do,
Yeah.
um, and everything will take care from there.
Yeah.
Another reason why we can have it's very inexpensively because we focus on we don't have a shareholder behind us.
Right.
Behind us here is us, small
Mm-hmm.
operation,
Yeah.
but we focus on customer. So our customer as we treat them as our shareholder,
Mm-hmm.
not much overhead at all. Yeah.
Uh,
Mhm.
where are you located, Don? What do you work out of? What state and
Oh,
city?
we are in Reno, Nevada.
Mm-hmm.
Years ago, when we start, we work off actually we work off of a garage of the dental office. My wife dental office in Carson City.
Uh,
So we have a garage to work on. We actually use a lot of equipment from dental field to help us during prototyping stage. You know, the handpiece is a good drill source. You know, the PVS impression, then it could be glues to stuck together very well.
Right.
Yeah. A lot of things we can use from the dental field that apply into this to make the product. Um, if you are do-it-yourself, type of guy, then you make works out of just anything. You
Right.
make things,
Exactly.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
But so about a year ago, we need a bigger space. So this year we moved to a new building, 3,500 square feet, and so that we can have everybody in the same building. It's more efficient. Everything get done quicker and faster. You know, it's great. So this section we see here, the customer service, a portion of the other side of the building is the manufacturing. Yeah, so we are very good. We are happy that we are get to this space. Very comfortable. Yes.
I noticed that you went to school in California, right, Don?
Yeah. We went. I went to dental school in USC. I graduated in 1997.
Did you live in California before, or did you guys move to Nevada like after that time, or?
I worked in California for about 3 years. 3 years. And I moved to Washington State, and then 2003 I moved down to Vegas, and to 2006 or 7 I moved to Carson City, Nevada.
Yeah.
I moved up quite a bit, but during the last 10 year plus, I've been in Nevada. Yeah.
I was just asking because I know one of the manufacturers that I was working with, they were working out of California, and they moved to Texas because of the business climate. You know, in California was, I guess, tougher to work with than in, places like Texas. Probably Nevada is probably the same way. You know, taxes, things like that, probably, right?
Yeah, California, you have state income tax, quite expensive. Nevada, you have none.
Yes,
the housing is cheaper, a little bit cheaper. But California still beautiful weather. You can beat them. Yeah.
So, yeah, exactly. So Don, are you doing clinical dentistry still?
I do. I still do. I would spend about 20 or 30% of my time doing dentistry at my wife practice in Carson City, Nevada.
Okay.
She doesn't like doing root canal. I love doing root canals. So whatever she have case she want to pass to me, I'm on call. Just 20 minutes to drive away.
Yeah. And how big is your company, Don? Like as far as employees and
at this stage we have about 12 employee in this location, and we have about 6 to 7 sales rep all around the country. And
Okay.
We go to all the major shows. Sometimes we have 2 or 3 booths. Or we go to all the school, vendor fair, loop fair, dental school. Technically, right now we have 2 going on right now, and my sales rep is over there. At the same time, we are available over the phone, over the email, on the web. So you can access that from everywhere. Yeah. Right. And as you say, we are very good at reply back to email, taking a call, things like that. So
I think that's I mean, like you were saying, that's like super important. To me, it's pretty impressive. I mean, you guys, you personally have replied to me so quickly, and I think most companies, well, I'll say a lot of companies, they kind of fail at that pretty badly. As far as getting back to customers and stuff, and that's a big thing for me. So.
Right. So now today people have on mobile, and they shoot down an email. They expect to answer in 30 seconds.
Exactly.
We try to keep it within 30 minutes, but
exactly.
It's tough sometimes. Yeah.
So what was your background, Don? Before you mentioned you have engineering background.
Before become a dentist, I was studying electrical engineering at UCLA. So my background is in electrical engineering. That's why it's during the prototyping stage, making the products, making changes, I take care of myself, and it become a hobby for me. I want to make things better, make things more efficient, make things more user friendly, and have access to these CAD 3D software that I can model it. I have access to a 3D printer, so I can make a prototype quickly. I have access also to the CNC machine in-house, so we can make the parts very efficiently. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys make the like the brackets that hold the light to like pretty much any loops, right? It seems like.
Correct. Yes, correct. That's one of the challenge to any, I believe, to any light company. There's so many loops, too many safety goggles, too many variable out there.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can bring it in-house, you can do it quickly, then you can take care of that portion of the unknown. Then the rest would be very easy. Yeah,
Yeah.
we make them up in-house here. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So when you were in undergrad, Don, were you thinking about doing something like this, or like, I mean, how did you
Never,
decide?
never thought of it. Never
Never
thought of
thought
it.
of it. So,
Yeah.
so your plan was dental school the whole time, or were you thinking engineering and then you kind of changed your mind?
No, it's dental school actually is because I like to work with my hand. I
Yeah.
love to work with my hand. So it's dentistry is a hand-on profession.
Mhm.
You can see the result from your hand. You can create things from your hand.
Mhm.
So during the time I was in Carson City, Nevada, I have a lot of free time. I
Yeah.
do have a lot of free time there. So and besides, so they have all the tool, all the toys from the dental office.
Mhm.
Making something out of it is something I always want to do.
Right.
It's a natural to come up with a headlight.
Right.
And
Right.
the battery is an electrical source. It's my background, so it
Mhm.
makes sense for me to start that.
Yeah. How long have you been a dentist, Don?
Since 1997, so whew,
97. Yeah.
yeah, it's been what?
Yeah. It's been a while.
I
Yeah.
can't count no more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, so you started the company in 2009, and you mentioned that dentist on DentalTown. It was like a DIY thread, right? Wasn't it on DentalTown?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a DIY thread that
Yeah.
people would take the camping light from a called Lancer H7
Hmm.
uh, and 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 use that as a light as a headlamp.
Hmm.
And we will make a battery pack out of component of the shelf to power that lamp, so
Hmm.
that we don't have to spend $1,000 a pop for the headlight.
Right.
Right. So that's where I started.
Yeah.
It's everything from the garage up.
Right. So
That's yeah.
at that point, Don, were you thinking like, oh, I want to start a business, or were you just thinking like, oh, I'm just gonna fix this one problem, and then
At that point, we want to fix that problem
right. Yeah.
for myself. But then, because I'm very active in the dental town
Yeah.
with that headlight portion of it. Also, I'm active with the IKEA cabinet.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
I learned so much from dental town myself.
Mhm. Me
If
too.
you think about it, if you have dental office around you, competitors surround you, but you have a problem, you cannot ask them.
Hmm.
Naturally, I would go to dental town, read up and also post a question,
Hmm.
and I had multiple question answer from different places, from different people, and that's how I feel like, hey, I need to give it back to community. So I share my experience, I share how I do it with them, and they say, hey, well done, why don't you make it and sell it? I say, okay.
Yeah.
I market to just the dental town first,
Right.
and that's
Right.
how it took off from there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely been a great source for me. I've been on DentalTown since 2005 when I started hygiene school.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I use your corner adapter. I
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
I do. I do. I still like an old corner adapter in my office.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it good? It's good.
Yeah.
Very
Thank you.
awesome. Yeah. Yeah.
I had the same problem too. Like I just had a problem not thinking I was gonna sell anything. I just wanted to, figure out this problem I had because I was working out of 10 chairs at the time because I work in like a pedo mostly, so I jump around, the chair to
Right.
chair to chair, and I bought an isolate myself, like hoping the company would buy them, but they didn't want to buy them. So I just kind of sat in the corner for like 2 years because I
Mhm.
couldn't work, put it on one chair, but I had 10 chairs to work out of.
Right.
And then,
Right.
and then like one day in 2010, I was just playing with saliva ejectors, and it kind of went from there. But
Right. Right. Yeah.
so as far as I know, even some dentists, Don, still don't use a headlight and loops. and it's probably even more a higher percentage of hygienists that don't use it. And for me, I've been using my loops and light for years. I use 4.5 loops, which is kind of high for a hygienist typically, but I do like it.
Yes.
But like when I don't have it, I feel totally blind. So,
True, very
yeah,
true.
it's very blind, and I know some hygienists probably think like, I don't really need it for hygiene, but what are your thoughts on that? For me personally, I think they should have loops, but like.
My take on loops is loop is a one-way street. So you go from, if you go up, it's hard for you to go down. If you are starting at 2.5, you eventually move up to 3.0 or 3.5 if you need to. But for the starter, 2.5, I believe that's the best way to go. You have some magnifications. At the same time is keep your posture correct. So you don't have to try to get closer to the patient to see things as you work longer hours. So for my take, I would do a 2.5 for the starter. It's a lower learning curve. It gives you what you need, and also it helps you with your back and your neck. But as you get older or you get down the road, you might need to go up some more. But so, 2.5 is a very good starter. That's my take on that.
Yeah, I started with 2.5 in hygiene school. They had like the sheer vision rep come in.
Yeah.
And we got a student discount, but it was still more expensive than your stuff. But so we came. I had 2.5. Like a hygiene school or a school in general, you're still learning, so you're kind of struggling with the overhead light and all this. And I kind of gave up on it. And then for like a year or so after hygiene school, I didn't use loops, and then I decided I bought like a really cheap headlight, and I used that for a little while, and then I decided to buy a really good light. I bought the sheer vision light that I had before, which is pretty bright, and I put it onto my loop. I took the loops back out of the closet, and for me personally, like the loops with overhead light is kind of a pain, having the light where you turn and the light follows you just made the loops like way better, and like my experience just was like fantastic. So to me, like having the combination is really the key, I think. But.
So when you use loops, you basically focus on a smaller area, and you tend to work without moving too much.
Yeah.
The headlight that pointing at the same direction if your line of sight, eliminate the shadow.
Yeah.
Number one. Number two, it will increase the efficiency, because if you can move from left to right, upper teeth to lower teeth, you don't have to move. You don't have to reach up and adjust the overhead light anymore.
Right.
The light will become your slave. Whatever you look, the light is there. It's natural. It's natural. It's like extension of your eyes there, on the spot.
Yeah, because you don't think about it anymore. You just turn your head and it's there, right?
Correct. You don't even think about, hey, where's my light at?
Right, exactly.
Forget about that. In my office, in my wife's office, what we did was we remove. We don't have the overhead light or beginning with, so we put the TV on top of it for distraction, and for kids, they love it.
Yeah.
They got a TV up. They drop the jaw down. You can do whatever you want as long as the cartoon's on.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so that helps the distraction a lot. I would say the distraction give us like 50% of how to control the kid. Nitrous maybe 40%, and maybe us, 10%. And we take out all, very easy for Peter, very easy. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I know some hygienists will probably say like, well, I'm not a dentist, I'm not prepping a tooth, I don't have to see that close. But I think you do. I mean, me personally, I have 4.5, which is kind of high, I know, for a hygienist. But like for me, I can see like if I blow air and I kind of flap the gums, if I'm doing like scaling or root planing, something like that.
True.
I mean, you can see, below the gum line quite a few millimeters with good loops and a light.
Yes,
so,
yes.
To me, it helps a lot. But.
When you talk about the pocket depths, let's say the pocket depth of 3, you might get away with 2.5, some overhead lighting.
Yeah.
But if your pocket looks about 5 millimeter deep, as you say, you blow some air in there to separate the gum from the tooth, from the root itself.
Mhm.
and now you look straight down to that space, to that pocket. You need stronger light source to go down there to see it without any shadow. So that's
Yeah,
how you see the
yeah,
calculus and the work you do.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. And to me, it helps. You know, it helps a lot.
yes, yes,
Because
exactly.
now if I turn my head and look without the loops, it's like I feel like wow, that's far away. You know, I can't see
Right.
anything.
Yeah. Some people don't even use loops, but it's hygienic. They don't use loops. They just use the headlight itself,
Right. Yeah.
and
Even that.
even that it really helped them tremendous a lot
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
let's say on lingual number 24, 25,
Hmm.
they try to position the light closer to the head so they can see down
Yeah.
there.
Right.
They're bumping
Exactly.
the head, yeah. And
Right.
the
Yeah.
headlight is hot during
Yeah.
summertime. Oh boy,
Oh yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
yeah.
It's a pain. Yeah.
It's a lot easier with the headlights.
Yeah.
And
And that's why like when I bought your light, I always buy the second battery
Mhm.
because what I do is I drain, pretty much drain the one and then switch to the next one, and so go back and forth that way.
Right, right.
And
Mhm.
it seems like they last for so long that way too.
Yeah,
I don't know if
yeah,
it helps or not, but it seems that way. Yeah.
yeah. It does help when you have two battery packs. It does help to prolong the battery life, and also it gives you we call it backup
Hmm.
power source.
Yeah.
Just like you in the office, you have two or three vacuum pump,
Hmm.
or the compressor, you have a couple head there. So it
Yeah.
gives you a backup light source, a backup power source.
Yeah,
It's
because
good.
I have a backup light, I have a backup battery, I have a backup loops, because if I don't, like, I feel like I want to go home because I don't know, I just can't, I can't work
Yeah,
without that. Yeah, at this point,
we
it's full
heard it
on.
all the time. These guys back here, they heard all day long.
Yeah, yeah,
I said, well, was just at least get a backup battery.
yeah.
If you let's say if you are so depending on the lights for your production,
Hmm.
if you don't have a light to see well to work efficiently,
Yeah,
it's inexpensive to just get a backup light or and even loops.
hmm,
Because when it go down, like you say, you don't want to work, you lose easily production on that day already, or couple more days.
right, yeah,
You know, and you go and you don't feel like go to work. That's the thing. You don't feel
exactly.
I
I
can't
feel like,
see.
yeah, I
Where's
can't
my
see.
light?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you feel like
Yeah.
you can't do quality work without it.
Correct. Correct. That's important. That's
Yeah,
important.
yeah.
Yeah.
And my first email to you, Don, way back when I had my sheer vision, the question I asked you because I had the 4.5 loops because I had the infinity sheer vision light, which was pretty bright light.
Yes.
My concern was your light gonna be bright enough, and you said it should be bright enough, and I mean definitely is. It's plenty bright for my 4.5.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
Yes. Thank
yeah.
you. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Like one of the things people ask about is it bright enough? It for that small size. I
mm,
would say yes for majority of the people.
yeah,
Some people are doing a 6.0. At that
yeah,
point, I say
yeah.
maybe
Maybe. Yeah,
not. Maybe not. That's
yeah,
4.0. Maybe not. I mean 6.0 is maybe not.
yeah,
But 4.5, no problem at all. No
yeah.
problem. Yeah.
All right, Don. I think I got all the questions out. Where are you gonna be, or your sales rep gonna be anytime soon? Any conventions or anything?
Oh, the next big one would be ADA at San Antonio in Texas
Okay.
next month. We have two booths there. My
Mhm.
sales rep will be there. Unfortunately, I have a family event, so I won't be there. But I
Mhm.
was at the CDA just last week. I have.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we'll be around. We'll
All
be
right.
all over the town, all the show. Yes.
Yeah. And where can people find you? What's the website?
Oh, you can find us at LumaDent.com, LumaDent, right here,
Yes. Yeah.
LumaDent. Okay. Our phone number is 775-829-4488. We have a lot of resource on the website. You can read up. We just update our website so that we can have easier for us to add more content to that, more pictures and that. Emails,
Mhm.
phone call, website. We are waiting for you.
All right, Don. I'll have all that information on the video and the blog post so people can see that.
Okay.
One last question I just thought of, Don, because for me personally, because I'll be buying new loops at some point, and I want to get the through the lens loops. How do you
Yes.
guys take the measurements for that? How does that work?
At this point, measurements could be done two ways or three ways. One way is to You can come to the show, see us at the show, and we have a rep there to measure. You can call us to see if the rep nearby your place to see if they can come by to measure. Another way, which I think is very easy, is we have a system in place that we can send you instructions, and you can take the measurement with your smartphone. And from there, you can forward the email to us, forward the picture to us, and we can use our computer to measure, actually very accurate, to measure the IPD.
Yeah, I think somebody actually mentioned that on DentalTown. I think they did that process, and they said it fits perfect. So
yeah, it's very, very, actually very, very good. Nowadays, most of the people have a smartphone, and that smartphone is a very good device to take that picture, like give us precise
measurement.
distance, measurement. Yeah. Our software will figure it out, so it's awesome.
All right,
that's
Don.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Don. Have a good week.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. All right.
Okay. Goodbye.
Bye.